This week's question comes from me, and it is directed to Sam.
Oh God, what? Okay.
Sam, my question for you is, how good is gelato?
Holy fuck, gelato. There's a whole new world of gelato I didn't know about. Like all these different flavors with these little bits and the gel in it and shit. Like, go look that shit up because like just the regular like gelato in that like little cylinder thing, it's okay. Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's better than ice cream. But oh my God, there's a new fucking world with this like it's like jelly inside the fucking thing. And it's like strawberry. No, I have raspberry cheesecake in the freezer right now. Holy fuck. God damn it. Why the fuck? Okay, so gelato, Gilmore Girls. Man,
you're
I'm
basically a white girl.
Yeah, straight up. Fuck.
I ask this because when he got home from work, he had a thing of gelato with him, and he just sat down in the chair while we were here, just started eating it out of the tub, like he just went through a breakup or something. Did you just go through a breakup?
You don't have to go through some traumatic emotional event to deserve.
My life
gelato.
is a traumatic emotional event.
Good enough for
So
me.
yes, everyday gelato from now on, boys.
Whenever you come home from work,
Every day, I'm just
Is that
going
gonna
to
be
be
at-
Papa's on.
is that going to be at odds with the thing the goals we stated at the beginning of the Seattle Sadcast?
With the whole
Fat free
losing weight.
gelato.
I mean, gelato's better than ice cream, I think, for you. So
That's good.
I
That's,
hear it has like a lot more sugar than American ice cream, though.
I mean,
might.
but who cares?
there's
about
eggs
sugar?
in it,
There's eggs in it,
And eggs are healthy.
Right.
Protein.
right?
God
Eggs. Eggs are
Hell
fantastic.
yeah! So I'm basically just on a gelato diet,
the gelato diet.
and I had a burger and fries and onion rings. But other than that, like that was my supper, and that's it. I mean, my lunch was pretty impressive too. Instead of getting chips on the side, I got a Lunchable.
you got a Lunchable on the side.
on the side of my sandwich, yeah.
That's
I had a
amazing.
really big sandwich, and then I was like, whoa, I'm going to get these chips. And I was like, well, this Lunchable's only $1. It's actually cheaper.
Ooh.
Pizza Lunchable it is.
All right.
That does sound good.
and
It
those
was.
are the crusts are basically chips.
Yeah, basically.
Kind of,
It's
yeah.
like
You
a-
get sauce and stuff.
it's a fancy chip.
I've
It's
always wanted to like get one of those like pre-made pizza crusts and make an entire pizza out of nothing but the shit that comes in Lunchables. Like I want to cook, like I want to make it, cook it, and like serve it to a bunch of people.
And see what it tastes like.
And just see, like, well, I know what Lunchables pizza tastes like. I want to see if anyone would notice, like, hey, wait, this pizza tastes like shit. Like,
All right.
I
think
feel like
we should do that.
I do think we should do that. And on that note, welcome to Sadcast Seattle, the Seattle Sadcast. I did it backwards this time.
Ooh.
Yes, Sadcast Seattle, episode 9.
9. We
Nine.
made it to 9.
Which is upside down is 6. And then if you put those two things together, 96. Out came the wolves. Is that
right.
is that the song title?
I
I'll,
don't know
actually,
what the
yeah,
song
it
title
is.
is.
That's
Is it?
almost 69. I never realized that.
Maybe that's the intention.
You dirty fucks.
Sam, are you turning into an adult?
No, I don't think so. I don't know how you do that.
I don't know either.
How do you adult?
I was gonna
I noticed
say.
the other day that all the hair on my knuckles looked like it has been burnt off, and I'm not sure how. But maybe I'm like becoming less of a man. Like it's just like
Thanksgiving was
Maybe
brutal.
like they're retracting back into
retracting
your
into
skin.
my knuckles. Yeah.
All right.
So I have no knuckle hair anymore. Just little stubby things.
All right, party. So yeah, Sadcast Seattle, episode 9. My name is Varric. With us as always, we have Ben Drake.
Hi.
Sam Fassler's with us.
Hello, my name is Sam.
James is not in today. He has a doctor appointment for a very infected toe, and we haven't seen him in a week. But
I've had doctor's appointments for.
He's
infected
probably
toes.
okay.
so have I.
He might not be okay because last time I went in, he
See,
ripped off my toenail, but before the Novocaine kicked in, so he put like this like metal stick underneath my toenail and hit it with a hammer. Like legitimately like bam. And I'm like, ah! And he goes, oh, is it not numb yet? I'm like, no. And he's just like, I'll come back in 5 minutes. I'm like, you fucking asshole. Like, that's like torture. That's like literally, I've seen that on The Ring, I think. It was like this
God.
torturous
See,
part of The
I've
Ring.
never had. I was going to say that I've never gone to the doctor for that. I've always dealt with it myself, but I don't think I've ever had it that bad.
I've had to remove that toenail.
I've had
several
like
times.
ingrown toenails, but that's about it.
Oh, those are
Yeah,
terrible.
no, I used to have one really, really bad, and I went in for it, and they didn't take the whole thing off. They took off just like a section of the toenail, And yeah, they put in the Novocaine and stuff like that. And even though I couldn't feel anything, I told them that I could still feel it, just so they'd add extra Novocaine just to make sure I really couldn't feel it. Because I was just really worried, like, this is going to be...
Oh, it's okay on the surface, and then they do it, and then the inside of your toe feels like the worst pain you've ever felt.
Right. Well, I mean, I have pretty big toes, you know. I don't know how much.
You don't
I need all the Novocaine in that.
Apparently, that all comes from us.
Spool up like a motherfucker.
All like modern society choosing to wear shoes.
Fuckers. I shouldn't. Actually, mine came from I was jumping on a trampoline with my ex-girlfriend. At the time, she was my girlfriend. Kate, if you're listening to this, I still love you. Anyway.
Kate's not listening to this.
No, she doesn't give a shit about nothing. No, so we were jumping and she did this, I don't know, it was like a double bounce thing, but she came like sideways and her heel rammed into my toe, pushing my nail a little bit farther, like it kind of like disconnected a little bit and farther into my toe. And I'm like, oh, fuck. And then she was just laughing at me. I'm like, you're a fucking bitch. And we got in this big fight about it.
Is that why you guys broke up?
No, it should have been. And then a couple days later, I was like kneeling in the bathroom and I kind of slid my leg back and the toenail caught on the carpet and ripped mostly off. And I'm like, ah! And I was like, fuck. And I just grabbed it and I pulled it off. And ever since then, it's grown back weird every single time. So every, I don't know, year or so I have to get it removed. But it's only been twice so far. So
well, right. I haven't had that big of an issue with it. After they cut it, I don't know. My biggest problem is that I really suck at cutting my nails.
If there's anything that can be gained from that, I think it's comforting to know that your toe can bounce back from something like that. Like, I imagine my first thought if that happened would be, well, oh no, I don't have a toenail anymore. Like, it's gone. But
that's not too bad.
There are little really factories in there that keep producing nail. You just have to wait a while.
Yeah. Like, I mean, you can, like, my toe right now, you'd have to look really, really close and you see that there's a literal section just missing from it. You can't really tell. I like how we're spending this episode talking about our disgusting toes.
Who listens to this? All right, if you're still with us.
We're covering up the fact that we don't really have anything to talk about this week, so we're just going to talk about something.
We're
going to talk about something awful, and that way everyone just tunes out early.
Good, I guess.
Another half hour of silence.
We should do for as long as we're in the beginning. Let's do like an Insomniac update because we got you want to tell them?
About what?
Not only is the podcast on iTunes.
Oh, yeah. For the first time since this band's existing, our stuff is actually available to download in places that aren't on Bandcamp.
So if you want to support us /RA Sucker, go pay money for our album.
Now, here's the thing. You can download everything we've ever recorded off our Bandcamp, and all the money directly goes to us. Or if you want to give Apple money, you want to give Apple some money, if you want to give Spotify some money, you want to do any of that stuff, all our music is available there too. I stumbled across this service called DistroKid. Shout out to DistroKid. And basically what it is like the main reason why we never put our stuff online to begin with is because we didn't want to pay the money. Like we didn't want to pay money to like put it up all over places, and a lot of services that will like just spam your shit throughout the internet. They charge a lot of money, and we didn't want to do that.
They charge you like buy the album or buy the song or whatever.
Yeah, no. What DistroKid is that it puts your music in over in all the major online retailers: iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, Spotify, and like a million smaller ones for $20 a year. Like just flat out $20 a year, you can upload as many songs as you want.
Maybe it makes sense.
Yeah, the only catch to that is you have to pay more if you want to put up something from like multiple artists. So if you have multiple projects you want to upload stuff for, then it gets a little pricey.
Or someone who's doing a lot of projects, that makes sense.
But even then, I looked at that option too because I want to put like my own like side stuff online as well when the time comes, and it's only like $35 a year. So yeah, bands, if you want to spam your shit throughout the internet, that's the service I'd recommend. DistroKid.
So it worked and it was pretty quick.
It worked. The turnaround rate is like a couple days.
See, now that was a problem when we did Sora Kajira's One Whale of a Tale. Not One Whale of a Tale. We definitely did that. We did the first one, The Art of Failure, and it took like almost 6 months for them to get it on the internet because they were missing like some sort of, and now this is just, I don't remember who it was or why, but they were missing some sort of permissions thing that they had to like mail and we had to sign or whatever, and it got lost. But This sounds like it's way simpler.
Yeah, no, it's already like I said, it takes a couple days to process, but it was really easy to upload everything and really easy to manage everything, and you can manage all the sales stuff. Also, DistroKid doesn't take any cut of the royalties. All the money that we make,
all the money that doesn't go to Spotify or iTunes.
Yeah, all the money doesn't go to Spotify, iTunes, whatever, comes back to us. That's pretty cool. And yeah, moral of the story here is you can go and make a playlist of all of our stuff on Spotify and just play it on a constant loop while you're sleeping. And
now let's give them a reason to do that.
It's not for a monetary reason. It's because our stuff's really soothing to listen to while you sleep.
Well, okay. It's because we got mixed up on Spotify a little bit.
We got mixed up kind of everywhere. What happened... I was getting this part. There's kind of a catch with all of our stuff being online. It's kind of smushed into a collection with another artist named Insomniac.
We thought, okay, Insomniac's good. There aren't any big bands named Insomniac. There's not any other local bands that are named Insomniac, I don't think.
When the band first started and I researched the name, I looked around all over the place. There are no individual artists or bands really named Insomniac. The closest thing I could find was there is a hard rock group called Insomniac from Ireland, and from what I can tell, they're inactive.
Right.
So I thought, okay,
Isn't that us?
We're not Irish.
We're not?
I hate to tell you this.
Yeah, bad news, man.
Don't mean to burst your bubble.
What the fuck?
But yeah, we got mixed up with another artist named Insomniac. The reason why I didn't come across this is because it is actually, this Insomniac is one half of a rap group, like a rap duo. Apparently this Insomniac is a producer, and they work under the name No Name and Insomniac. No Name is the rapper, Insomniac's the producer. It's kind of a Macklemore, Ryan Lewis sort of thing. They're a local rap group from, I think, New Jersey. And cool. Yeah, all their stuff was up online way before us. And for whatever reason, even though they only have done stuff together, everything they've done comes up under two different artists.
Right.
So I don't know what's up with that.
Probably is some royalties thing.
It might be that, might just be it might just be whatever they use to upload it.
Right. But the reason you should listen to us is because that all of theirs only have 1,000 some plays on Spotify. So if we can get ours above that, we will be in all the top tracks when you search Insomniac on Spotify. We just need some people to, if you like listening to Insomniac, switch over to listening to it on Spotify.
And I should mention that all of our stuff is online. All of our stuff is on those streaming services, except for the B-sides. Sorry.
Sorry about that.
Sorry to the people who like Left Shark.
So here's my question: if we're not Irish, are we from New Jersey then?
I think so.
Yeah.
I brought this up on Facebook when I initially announced it. Hey, it's our stuff is definitely there. It's just kind of mixed in with this other artist.
Sam, do you not remember when me and Varric made the trek from New Jersey to come visit you to see if this band would work?
Wait, to come visit me in Ireland? Or?
Yeah.
We took a plane out, and we I thought. I mean, how much drinking did you do in Ireland?
I don't know. Where am I right now?
When you're Irish, you're just in a constant state of...
we're in North Korea.
Okay.
Hence the Christmas lights.
Yeah. I'm getting all this. Okay, so basically, moral of the story is our music's on Spotify and we're Irish?
Yes.
Okay.
Which we're mostly using to cover for the fact that we don't have anything else to say.
I have a lot of things to say.
All right. Let's turn this into
there's one last thing. There's one last thing I want to say on the subject of our stuff being online. We did get the suggestion that what we should do is we should actually team up with this producer named Insomniac and actually collaborate with them
do an
together.
Album?
Do an album, or do a split EP with this
punk?
person and No Name.
A hip hop punk album.
Hip hop punk. Okay. Insomniac, the hip hop producer. If you're listening to this, we would love to work with you. Also, please don't sue us. Moving on to that, Sam.
I think that's that people do that. You can have if you're both not big bands, and you're both in different enough genres, they're not.
Well, let's just say we're in different enough genres. We're on completely different parts of the country. I feel like it's sort of a live and let live.
No one's going to go to theirs and think, oh, this is a great, or they're trying to copy this band. Or we're trying to copy them. This is clearly not the case.
We are trying to copy them.
Well,
We are. We're just doing a really bad job at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our hip hop is like the worst.
We'll change our name to Insomniac with an exclamation point.
Perfect. So
Like
2000
attack and attack.
Yes. There's 2 different attack attacks. There's 2 different architects. There's, this sort of thing just happens. You know?
Yeah, when you pick a common word as a name, that does happen.
Whatever.
So yeah, Sam, you said you had some stories for us?
Oh my god, dude. Let me tell you all about my life right
Is this
now.
about Gilmore Girls?
I mean, we had
No.
Thanksgiving last week.
We did. That episode happened already. We talked all about Thanksgiving. I mean, not of what actually happened, did we?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like we had
Oh yeah,
Jake over.
didn't we record it before we actually?
Yeah, we had turkey loaf.
Yeah, we had turkey loaf. It
We
was
searched
delicious.
YouTube for Madden CPU versus CPU and put that on in the background so it'd feel like a real Thanksgiving experience.
And it was.
We watched
was.
football, sort of.
Like if you're not actually listening to it, like the a football game that is on a game is just as good as a real football game.
I agree.
You don't
It
get
looked pretty real.
Yeah, I mean you pick the newer version of Madden, and it's a little blurry because of the YouTube compression. And as long as it's not like doing
As
crazy
long as you
camera
squint and
angles,
kind of turn your head, it's real.
Suspend your disbelief.
If you're
yo.
looking at it out of the corner of your eye, there's no way you can tell the difference.
No way. So basically, what has happened since then is I've worked a lot. So I'm working, my work weeks are Friday through Thursday. And I worked Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday was today. And when this comes out, it's Thursday. And I'm working that day. And I'm working 70 hours this week. And I got to tell you all the things that happened at work so far.
I want to know, can they just keep paying you overtime, or does it like become illegal to make you work like 140
I don't
hours
think
a
it
week or
becomes
something?
illegal because I've heard of people working over 100 hours.
So you just wouldn't sleep, pretty much.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, why not?
I mean, I'm working 70 hours, which is on an average exactly of 10 hours a day. So there's a couple days where it's shorter. Most of my days are 10, a little over 10, 10 and a half ish. But on Sunday, I worked for the Pittsburgh Steelers, who were in town playing the Seattle Seahawks.
Did they station you there to make sure they didn't steal anything?
See, that's what I thought. But I was just like, if they're not stealing anything, they're all sleeping in this hotel, and I'm stationed on one of their floors because they have 3 floors booked out. And I was just like, if they're all sleeping, what the fuck am I supposed to do? And then there was a bomb sniffing dog there. His name was Maverick. He was adorable, and we hung out, and I petted him a bunch, and it was beautiful. And then I don't know much about football, nor do I know who's on what team or whatever. But then I met Michael Vick because he apparently plays for the Steelers now.
Okay.
And if we all know that he had that dog.
He had a
thing
couple regrettable instances
Yeah, he
of
loved
forming a
dogfighting.
dogfighting ring.
Yeah, so I then realized that I'm there to protect Maverick.
Oh,
So I tackled Michael Vick and I stabbed him in the face. Okay,
did you
that
get
didn't
paid
happen.
overtime for that?
Yeah, I'm getting time and a half of that shit.
All right.
But no, I mean I did meet Michael Vick and a dog separate times. But yeah, that was cool. Met a bunch of other players that I don't know their names. I made one of them very mad at me because I wouldn't let him up to his room unless he showed me his card key. And he's like, "Yo, dude, you just saw me walk by you. What the fuck?" And I'm just like, "Don't just look at me. I'm a fucking."
This is literally the only reason I'm here.
I'm
is
a
to ask
pudgy
you for
white
this.
guy asking you to show me your fucking
Well,
card.
the alternative to that is like, you're a big black guy. Come on in. You're probably on the team.
You're right. I was like, I could safely assume you are a Pittsburgh Steeler, but hey, if you're not, you could probably fight these Pittsburgh Steelers and maybe win or maybe lose because you're about the same size. They were huge, by the way.
Well, they're football players.
Oh my god, like
Yeah.
huge. I was like, what the fuck are you? Jesus Christ. You aren't normal. You're very
Right.
large.
Like if you're normal size, you don't play football, really.
There was a couple shorties on the team, but they were obviously like the fast running people.
Running backs, wide receivers,
Yeah, something.
The football terms.
the
Yeah.
football term. I feel like weirdly enough,
Sports
not
teams.
having watched barely any football, but having read 4 books that involve football.
You're like 4 exactly.
4. I mean, I'm on the 5th one, but I need to finish, and I just haven't had the time.
Okay, Ben, before you finish your statement, you're wearing a shirt that only says sports.
Sports.
It's literally just like a sports
Speaking
tee.
of this sports shirt, you bought this, correct, Varric?
Yeah.
Sam didn't think you did.
Well, no, I believe that he bought it, but he's like, oh yeah, he bought this on tour. I'm like, when? He's like, on the 7th.
When did you buy this?
That's where you're wrong. I did not buy it on tour.
See, I was like, where the fuck did this come from?
You bought a shirt on tour.
I buy shirts on tour all the time, but it wasn't that one.
Shirts.
That was a shirt that I brought on tour. Not for me, but in case anyone needed an extra shirt. Things happen on tour, you know?
Yes.
I think something happened to like your shirt or whatever, and you're like, hey, I brought this extra one. Put it on. I bought that shirt from Ragstock, and it doesn't fit me right. So I told you that you could just keep.
I hope you told me that. Otherwise, I just stole it and haven't said anything about it until wearing it a couple times.
If I actually cared, I feel like I definitely would have said something by now.
Like, hey, that's my shirt. Can I have it back when you're done?
Well, I thought it was funny because it's just.
Is this sports?
It's a gray shirt,
like faux jersey kind of T-shirt thing.
Yeah,
and it just says sports.
And in big athletic letters, it just says sports. And to me, I think that's funny.
It's funny because it's like I'm pretending to be a guy who has sports stuff on his shirt, but I clearly don't know anything about sports.
Go sports team.
Sports.
Right.
Like
I mean,
movie.
Sports it's the one catch-all that's definitely all of those things.
Right. I definitely enjoy sports ball.
This could mean I like football. This could mean I like.
It means you like all of the things.
It's really the perfect shirt for any occasion.
It could mean I like poker if you're that guy.
Yeah, unless you go to professional wrestling, because it's not sports.
Clearly not.
Like, obviously, it's like football, basketball, baseball, but it also could be poker, golf,
League of Legends,
Counter-Strike, NASCAR, tennis,
MLG,
Halo, or Call of Duty if you're going to go that far.
Tennis was a joke, but Halo, that's not funny. That's a fucking sport, dude.
Life. That's MLG, man.
You watch it.
We can also mention that we've been going night by night watching every entry in the Fast and the Furious series.
Yeah,
because we decided to.
Which is great because they're fucking good and terrible at the same time, and I really appreciate that. It's like Evil Dead 2. It's terrible but good.
The last one was a little more terrible than good.
Well, that's because it was Tokyo Drift.
Yeah.
Tokyo Drift's kind of the black sheep of the series.
I mean, well, I guess it was the characters. Like, I liked the stuff that happened in Tokyo, and it was cool. I just did not like the main character very much.
Southern drawl. Damn,
I don't know. Maybe it's just not.
Yeah, the Southern accent was so thick
and very fake sounding.
Like, I grew up in Hicktown, USA. I went to school where on the last day of school, everyone drove their tractors. True story, and no one has that thick of an accent. Even on they had to be from like the deep, like fucking your cousin deep south.
I've spent enough time in Indiana to know that there are people in rural areas that have very thick Southern accents.
Weird. Wash the dishes.
On top of that, like, not only did he have a thick Southern accent, he could also speak Japanese perfectly, which I thought he's just like, funny.
Oh yeah, I'm not understanding anything you say. Then like, oh, here's a couple scenes later. Oh, I'm like, what are you doing? You don't want to speak that language.
Yeah, no, at the end, he talks to some guy and just speaks Japanese fucking fluently. And I'm like, when did you learn this? Between the montages of you drifting cars with other people who spoke perfect English?
That's the thing is, now, and it bothered me a little bit that it was like the Japanese people speak Japanese around and then English to the English guys. And then there's a scene where they're alone. All native Japanese people speak in English to each other. Mm-hmm. I'm wondering, how often does that actually happen?
No.
I would guess not very much, especially if they're like older Japanese people like this movie.
I know a whole lot of people, or a whole lot of Japanese people take English as a second language, and it's pretty prevalent, but I can't imagine it'd be easier than just conversing in your native language.
Now, I understand that like it's easier to just like have everyone speak the same language for the sake of the audience understanding. I could also understand like having having subtitles and stuff, you know, that people can read along while they're speaking Japanese, but they have to pick one and commit. Because this movie did both.
It did a little bit of both.
There were scenes where, people were speaking, like Japanese people were just speaking perfect English to each other. And then there were other parts where like they were speaking Japanese with subtitles.
Subtitles would have been nice the entire time because the movie was so fucking quiet. We had the volume all the way up, 100.
I'm going to make sure we have subtitles tonight.
Okay, cool.
Because
good idea. It was so quiet. I was like, it was way quieter than the first two for some reason.
I don't know, like, driving noise.
All I ever, like, I only when I'm watching stuff by myself, I just always have the subtitles on. even if I can hear it perfectly.
Speaking of other languages, I work with, well, right now I've been working at the same bank pretty much nonstop for 3 weeks, except for the Steelers thing. And there's a person there that speaks Chinese. There's a person there that speaks Farsi, and there's a person there that speaks Spanish.
What is
AKA
Farsi?
Farsi is,
Indian?
No, not exactly. I don't think.
What is
I
it?
guess I don't really know who all speaks it. She's from
No, I think Punjabi is Indian, right?
I don't know. Farsi. She's from Iran or.
Yeah.
How do you say that?
I knew a couple people,
Iran?
a family that spoke
Iran?
Farsi.
It's a fucking great sounding language.
We're from Minnesota, so I believe it's just Iran.
Iran. That's what we're gonna go with.
Pakistan.
I think she says Iran. I feel like that's way more right, but I always hear
That
it
sounds. I mean, if she says it that way,
right,
probably.
and she's from there,
So
yeah, I'm
yeah.
sure Iran is the way to say it. But I ran to the
Did
store.
you ran to the store?
I ran to the store. But no, I've been learning Spanish with a Spanish speaking person, and because I need to learn before I go to Peru and shit, and I asked the Farsi speaking lady, I was like, all right, I need to learn how to say some things. Teach me how to say hello. And it's salam. And I'm like, okay. Now teach me how to say bathroom. And she's like, dashri. And I'm like, okay, I'm good. And she's like, that's it. I'm like, that's all I need to know. Just in case.
Just in case.
She's like, well, I guess that makes sense. So
You got the basics down.
She called her mom today and she's like, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, hey, tell your mom I said dashri. And she's like, oh, no, security guard, dashri. No, dashri. No, dashri, no, salam, dashri. I was just like, I know exactly what you're saying to her. That's the most beautiful thing is I can understand without knowing the exact words you're saying how this conversation's probably going right now.
Probably.
It's like, why the fuck is he telling me bathroom? Oh, man.
He's kind of a weird kid. Well, I don't know what happened. I don't know where he came from.
He's our security guard. Get out of there now.
Out of there. He's
No,
obviously-
they're fucking cool. Like everybody there. I need to ask the Chinese speaking gal how to say bathroom.
Good idea.
Because baño is Spanish, obviously. We all know that one. Dashri is Farsi. Bathroom in Chinese. I'm going to ask her tomorrow because she'll be
Do
there.
it.
Let's get some rolls out of
Learn
stone.
more language.
Yes. I need to know bathroom in all the languages.
Have you learned all
Learn how to say I poop out my butt in like 60 languages.
That'd be awesome.
It would
I know
be.
how to say du Rauschamhaare in German. That means do you smoke your pubic hairs? Supposedly. That's the only phrase I know.
Do you know like all
Ich liebe
the?
dich,
If you're gonna go to Peru, was it?
Peru, yeah.
Yeah, you need to speak the language. You're gonna learn all the swear words.
I mean, Spanish swear words.
Are you gonna swear in English?
Yeah.
Even
at them.
there?
At them.
At them
You
specifically.
fucking Mexicans that are from Peru.
Someone doesn't understand how Central America works.
Fuck it. But yeah, so I really do want to learn Spanish. But we'll get there.
I always wanted to learn multiple. But I feel like I don't have kind of patience.
Yeah, it's fucking hard, dude. I took Spanish for 2 years and I barely know shit. So I know mi baño es su baño, which means my bathroom is your bathroom. Because mi casa es su casa. Everybody knows that one. But if you just switch casa to baño, you're saying bathroom instead.
Language.
Makes sense.
Mi gato es su gato. My cat is your cat.
You know, I think isn't Spanish that has grammar very similar to English? So I feel like there's a lot of stuff like if you're learning, I know Japanese is one, and there are other languages where the grammar is so weird and different that's where you can't just replace words for words and have it make total sense.
Well, I don't know how similar it is in Spanish. I know it's very different, but it could be way, way more different in other languages. I know, like, if you're trying to say I'm in Spanish, it depends on what you're saying. Like, if you're feeling something, it's one thing, and if you are something, you know, I'm feeling tired, it's like soy, blah, 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 blah. And if you're I'm smart, not feeling smart, but I'm smart, or I'm white, it's something completely different. Estoy, I think.
I think in Spanish, if I remember correctly, one big thing with grammar stuff is that like they always like use describing words like at the end of a noun, as opposed to English where it doesn't.
You do it before it.
So like Sam, he's a smelly bear, but if I was to say that in Spanish, it would translate out to Sam is bear smelly.
Right.
Interesting. And I've always felt like there are instances of like even in English where we've got the same word, but the intonation on it changes the meaning. Like convict or convict. Like
Right.
one's a verb and one's a noun.
English is confusing shit when you think about
and like
it.
how I've never gotten to that level where I can understand that kind of stuff with any other languages.
Oh no,
Yeah, the main thing is English. Like
advanced shit.
from what I've heard, one of the most complicated things about learning English is the fact that we have words that have multiple meanings, as well as words that sound the same but are completely different words.
Right. Or like words you can't distinguish except by context, like lead and lead, or live and live.
Read, read.
They're all the same.
Right.
You have to get it from the context what it means or say it properly.
Right. I was told by the Spanish speaking girl to pretty much forget what you know about English if you're gonna learn Spanish while you're learning that. Like Varric said, pollo loco, chicken crazy, but it actually means crazy chicken. Or madre loca, which is crazy mother, but it's madre's mom, loca, crazy. You have to flip them. Like, you have to forget what you know about the language you know.
Yeah.
Well, the idea is like the most important thing of the phrase is the noun, right? Because that's what it is. All the describing
subject,
stuff comes later. That's what the idea is.
It makes sense. Now, does anybody have like any way to fill this last 3 or 4 minutes we got?
Fart noises?
Fart noises.
No?
No?
Just us saying fart
Not
noises.
going-
Yeah. Okay. Fart noises.
Fart
noises.
noises.
Fart noises.
Varric, you're not participating.
I'm sorry, fart noises.
Fart noises. Fart noises. Fart noises.
I think it's been 3
This
minutes.
is the best podcast in the world. Thank you for subscribing. Actually, when you said like, "Oh, you can subscribe to this," I was like, "Oh yeah." So I subscribed to it on my phone.
Good. So now should we check
Speaking
the
of- yes.
subscribers and see how many we have?
Why not? Let's do it
All
right now.
Let's do it.
All right. While Ben does that, I'm going to tell you guys a joke. So, why did Adele cross the road? Because she's fat and she needs to lose weight because she's a celebrity, and overweight women should not be a thing.
Not celebrities, anyways.
God no.
I
Like, if you're-
really hope our neighbors are hearing all this being like, what the fuck is he talking
What a
about?
fucking asshole. They come up here like some fat
right, you
next
ready?
door neighbor comes up. All right, how
We
many,
currently have 14 subscribers to the Seattle Sadcast.
holy
That
shit,
is
thank you
14
all
too
so
many.
much. Oh my gosh, this is such a treat.
That's they're special to us.
They are so special.
If you want to subscribe, Ben, tell them how to.
You
Tell them how
can
to
go
subscribe.
to sadcast.wordpress.com, and there is a link on the left that has a subscribe via iTunes and subscribe via RSS. So you can do it with iTunes, you can do it with any other podcaster. It's pretty easy. And then this pile of junk will show up in your phone or your computer every time we upload something.
entirely on its own every week.
I mean,
Quality
you might have to,
Sadcast, and you
you
don't
might
gotta
have
do
to
shit.
click the refresh or download button, but it'll show up.
The even easier way to do it, if you have an iPhone, like a real smart American would, you hit that little purple button that says podcast. You hit search, you type in sad cat, and it'll come up.
That's pretty cool.
Yep.
And now it goes on my phone every week.
And of course, as always, we upload these to our YouTube channel, so feel free to subscribe there. Eventually, we're going to put other videos on there.
We already have like music video. We got that one Starbucks video with the newscast.
Also, send me Starbucks gift card. Our address is 7401 Fauntleroy Way, Southwest Seattle, 98136, apartment 206. Thank you so much. I only accept $15 or more.
That's good.
Only $15 or more.
Yeah, sorry.
What the hell are you getting from Starbucks? Okay, I know it's expensive, but $15?
Yeah, well, you got to get a sandwich and a drink. Think about it. I did have a sandwich there the other day, and it was a little more than $5 for the sandwich,
Can we start like
and it was shitty.
Can we start another GoFundMe to get me some new pants?
Maybe you should get a job, fuckhead.
Well,
Here's the thing: a job is not going to help because all that money has to go to you.
That's true.
Let's ask the folks at home, guys. Ben Drake here is a broke son of a bitch. If
I've
you
got
want
this
to,
one pair of pants, and it's almost shorts at this point.
Make them into shorts.
and it's winter now.
That's
so
the thing. If it wasn't winter, I would just totally make these into shorts, but it's not. Also, it's a little high. For
If you want to help buy,
I'll just make him into hot pants.
if you want to help get pants for Ben, go to GoFundMe.com/InsomniacMN and donate to our GoFundMe, which is going to go towards making
And you can
our
leave a
full-length
note.
album.
You can leave a note in there, and if you donate like a certain amount and just say this is for Ben's pants, then they'll have to let me use it instead of just putting.
If you
it in
do
Sam's
that, I
account.
will make sure that money. Wait, no, it goes to Varric. Varric will make sure that money goes to Ben for pants.
Right.
Yes, basically.
Anything else?
Is there anything else we need to plug?
God, I hope
or anything
not.
like that?
We are selling ourselves out hard.
It's a good thing we don't have any like shows to go to or anything like that.
I'm going to see Falling in Reverse.
I'm kind of a little bit upset that I'm not going to see this moshing around the Christmas tree this year at the garage with Zealot and them other people.
There actually are a lot of really good local shows coming up. There's that one, Mosh Around the Christmas Tree. There's Local Love 2, which is at the end of January.
Right. There's isn't there one with Tiny Moving Parts?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Chrome Industries, Tiny Moving Parts is coming with a bunch of local indie types coming.
There was a Modern Baseball one, but that happened already.
Modern Baseball happened.
I saw it.
That's what we should do. Let's have this as a thing. Next time, we'll get a list of the local shows, and then we'll throw them up.
Okay. We'll
talk
throw
about
up.
them.
We'll
spend
vomit
like
everywhere.
2-3 minutes on
literally every single one, and we'll spend the first 20 minutes of the podcast just reading them all.
It sounds. Remember,
It's 90% dad metal bands playing in bars.
right? Do you remember when fucking what was that Shane Olsen, Clay Olsen podcast they had?
You mean the one that we rip off by doing this?
The Land of 10,000 Bands.
Hey,
like they
we're
were
a little more consistent in terms of releasing.
They tried to like do. Oh, we're gonna be relevant to like Minnesota music, but then like half it was just reading off shows. I'm like, this is so fucking boring.
That's why we gotta just pick the ones we're interested in.
God,
Which is
are we that
usually mostly
boring?
the ones that we play.
Fuck, we're that boring. God,
Keep in
we're
mind,
sorry.
we did spend the first half of this podcast talking about our disgusting toes.
Hey, it's not my fault. My toes are disgusting. It's Kate's fault. I love you, Kate.
I feel like if we had more, if we had more consistent, like actual, like scripted content, not scripted, but like structured, like prepared
maybe
topics.
Next time, let's just try half an hour before we start. Look up stuff or something. We'll figure it out.
All right, fuck it.
Or
Next
we'll
time
we'll put no effort into it.
I feel like this. I feel like this episode wasn't too bad for being us literally rambling about nothing.
Yeah, no, having nothing to say, we did okay.
All right, I need to get back to my gelato and Fast and Furious. So.
Yeah, we all need to get back to our depressing lives. We miss you all in Minnesota. Next week, I'm going to glue a snowman to a tree.